Hey everyone, I'm Chief Meteorologist Rachel Garceau, and welcome to your First Alert Weather Plus forecast here on KTVB Plus. Let's get to what's on the way. So after a weekend that brought in those significant changes that took summer away and brought us back into fall and even winter with that snowfall up in the mountains, we will continue to see intervals of clouds, a little bit of sunshine and pockets of rain, and yes, some more mountain snow this week. Temperatures overall do stay cooler than is typical for the middle of October. And is that summer-like warmth gone for good? I would wager a guess it's going to be very hard for those highs in the Boise area to get back into the 80s. So I don't know if this will help or hurt, but here's where we've been the last couple of weeks. We had 2 days that hit 80+ degrees. Many of our afternoons spent in the 60s and 50s, but of course, by the time the weekend wrapped up, we didn't climb out of the 50s in Boise. And as we look ahead to where we're going for the next 10 days, as far as our afternoon high temperatures, we will stay in the 60s and 50s. Normally, we're right around 67 for the middle of October. So we see another cool down that comes in on Wednesday. We'll slowly climb back closer to more seasonable conditions by the end of this upcoming weekend. And then it looks like another cool down taking shape. So a bit of a roller coaster ride, but the takeaway here is that, yes, I think fall has firmly entrenched itself across central and southern Idaho. And that roller coaster ride of temperatures that you see coming in this week will also be accompanied by kind of a roller coaster ride of precipitation chances. So we'll start off dry in the lower elevations on Monday. We'll see a few showers pop into the picture on Tuesday. Rain chances really ramp up on Wednesday. This will likely be the most unsettled, kind of damp day of the week. And then we do dry out at least across the Snake River Plain for the rest of the work week and into the start of the weekend. So in the short term, here's our weather setup. So the system from the weekend will continue exiting off to the east overnight Sunday into Monday. We'll start off the work week with a strengthening area of low pressure off to the west, but it's going to actually slide southward first and then head east. But it's just going to be oriented close enough to southwest Idaho and eastern Oregon to keep some of those rain chances in play for the next several days. So let's watch this system as it slides south during the day Tuesday, just kind of skirting the west coast. By Tuesday afternoon, you can see just as we still get that southerly flow ahead of that system, temperatures will actually climb back into the 60s as we saw in that 10-day temp trend. There is a chance that we could have some showers, maybe even some thunderstorms midday Tuesday. And then this system starts moving to the north-northeast on Wednesday, and that will bring enough moisture our way that we will see widespread shower activity. I don't think it'll be a complete washout where it'll be pouring rain all day, but still, I definitely tuck the umbrella under the front seat of the car and keep it handy this week, especially Wednesday. So the system will continue its movement to the north and then off to the east on Thursday. So by Thursday afternoon, we'll likely enjoy some sunshine, some breezy winds behind that system, but we will dry out briefly for the end of the week before another system is expected to make its way in by the end of the weekend, and that could bring a few more showers in. So again, just kind of those up and down rain and snow chances in the mountains. Now, as we talk about the future snow, what you're seeing here, the number from McCall, this will most likely fall late Sunday into Monday on the backside of that system from the weekend. I don't think we'll see much more down to 5,000 feet with the midweek system, but I do think we have the possibility at 6,000 feet plus, which is where Stanley sits, and portions of the Haley Sun Valley area, we could have several inches of snow as that system that finally moves in on Wednesday brings that moisture our way. So I would take this all with a grain of salt, but the takeaway is that, yes, we are starting to see that snowfall ramping up in the mountains as we inch towards the colder conditions as we get further and further on into fall. So let's talk about those forecast high temperatures. We'll be in the 60s in Boise after that very cool Sunday. That's the good news here. So we'll start the work week. This is Columbus Day as well across, of course, the United States along the west coast. Upper 50s to around 60 for Portland. Chilly as you get into central Oregon. Burns only hits 46 degrees. So by Tuesday, we see mid 60s for the Boise area. Magic Valley lands right around 60. You can see places like Missoula, Montana, still entrenched in that cold air. A high of just 51 degrees there. Lewiston only hit 60 on Tuesday as well. And then on Wednesday, as that cooler air approaches from the south and we get the cloud cover and the moisture and the rain showers coming in, we'll drop back down into the 50s for central and southern Idaho. Along the west coast, things stay pretty comfy, though. That system won't reach far enough north to impact places like Seattle and Portland, so seasonably cool temperatures there. And hey, I know 'tis the season for leaf peeping, those fall foliage colors on big, bright, beautiful display across the region. But over the next week or so, we'll likely start seeing some of our mountain locations going past peak colors. So if you want to take a gander at those beautiful fall colors, I think in the next couple of days this week is likely your best bet. We will start seeing more and more of those colors popping across the lower elevations. We're seeing a lot of the trees changing color now. Over the next 7 days, they'll continue to come on bright and beautiful. So again, still plenty of leaf peeping to come, but as you hit the higher elevations over the next 7 days or so, you might start seeing some of those trees shedding their leaves even, and those colors not quite as bright as they were at the beginning of the season. So let's talk about the next 7 days for the Central Mountains. Again, early Monday, some spots will likely still have some showers. We'll mostly see overcast skies early in the week. On Tuesday, some scattered thunderstorms are possible. Isolated showers will come and go, particularly in the morning and then late evening hours. On Wednesday, we will see some high elevation snow. Here's the rain showers for the lower mountain valleys, and temperatures will struggle to get out of the 40s on Wednesday and Thursday, even as some sunshine emerges on Thursday. There is a possibility where we see light winds and some clearing skies this week, too, that fog could develop. So visibility may be an issue in some of our sheltered mountain valleys throughout the week. We dry out Friday and Saturday. Beautiful kickoff to the weekend. Look at that sunshine, but then Sunday we're watching that next system that will likely bring back more wet weather heading into early next week, but still lots of uncertainty with that forecast. So again, grain of salt with that weekend outlook. 7-day outlook for the Magic Valley. We see mostly cloudy skies to kick off the week. Here's Columbus Day, 65 degrees on Monday. We hold steady in the mid 60s on Tuesday. This is about average for the Twin Falls area, so pretty seasonable conditions early on, but by Tuesday evening on into Wednesday, we bring that rain back into the picture. We'll drop down into the low 50s. So Wednesday, definitely kind of a soup in the crock pot kind of day. Showers may hold on in the Twin Falls area through Thursday morning. We'll wake up to the 30s on Thursday. I don't think that's quite cold enough to see a wintry mix there, but still maybe some of the colder spots in far south central Idaho could have a few snowflakes mixed in with raindrops. We'll dry out and start warming up heading into the weekend. A gorgeous day for the Magic Valley on Saturday, ahead of a chance of some showers that move back into the picture on Sunday. And here's that 7-day forecast for the Boise area. We talked about those temperatures climbing closer to average Monday and Tuesday. Starting off Tuesday with some showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. Some sunshine emerges in the afternoon, but then by Wednesday, that next round of precipitation moves in. That will knock our temperatures back down into the mid 50s, much cooler than is typical for this point in the fall season. Good news is that round of rain is short-lived, and we will start warming up with more sunshine to enjoy Thursday and Friday. Cold mornings. Be ready for that for the walks to the bus stop or the walks around the block early on. Gorgeous on Saturday. If maybe that's your pumpkin patch weekend, it'll be beautiful. 63 degrees as we kick off the weekend, but we do start seeing more showers enter the picture by Sunday, though temperatures will hold steady in the mid 60s to wrap up the coming weekend. Thanks so much for tuning into this First Alert Weather Plus forecast. We'll see you next time.